Yes. It's the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, Dougie Fresh, Joey P. Happy Monday, gents.
Yow.
Welcome back. Peter, you're looking a little out of focus right now.
I don't know what happened. We were just talking. Everyone was doing pre-show, work. And now it looks like I'm drunk. I barely had a sip of one beer. I don't know how to fix this. I might have to come back and come.
Your camera's got the drunk guy.
Ooh. Beer goggles.
Yeah, beer goggles. That's exactly.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. How you guys looking good today? Joey, Dougie, how you been? How you guys?
Looking good, feeling good. It was a nice little refreshing day off yesterday. Weather could have been nicer. What the hell is going on with this shit? Fucking 31 degrees yesterday morning. Well, dude, you would look worse.
This made it worse. I'll be back again. Keep talking. Talk amongst yourself.
Eventually, we're just not going to be able to see him.
It's going to be the voice of Baloney the whole show.
We just need eyes and moving lips on that Baloney on the screen right now.
Yeah, like a filter, dude.
Yeah.
It's seriously, honestly, it looks like you're looking at him like through binoculars. You know how like you could just never get that shit right? It just always gets worse.
Or wait, or better yet, it's the eye doctor.
Yeah, right.
Option one, the optical. Option two. Option one, maybe a little option two. That one's better. Option three, option four.
I feel like sometimes they just fuck with you and don't even really switch it. Like they just.
I feel the same way. It's like, oh yeah, like they're about the same. They're about the same. Yeah, I think you're fucking with me, dude. I don't think you changed shit.
Yeah, which one's better?
I think you're using option three on both sides of my eye right there.
Right.
Hey,
there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
You were worse for like a split second, and then you pop back into focus.
We did it, fam. We did it. We're back.
Yeah.
Got nervous.
So option three was the right filter for Peter.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Dougie, you were saying your weekend. How was your weekend, my man?
Good. A little backwards, but we started off kind of shitty. I worked super late on Saturday, and then we went to the Wolves game. Hunter, me dude, wasn't doing great, and we ended up leaving the game early, type shit like that. But then Sunday, we redeemed ourselves fully. I got to spend a beautiful day with the Peas. Went out to what's the name of the place? Damn, the restaurant. Gretzel. Yeah, Gretzel. Have you guys ever been to Gretzel?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best rated burger places in the city. It's like up there with like Little Bad Wolf and all them.
Wait, that's the same company, right?
Yes, it's Little Bad Wolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's Little Bad Wolf, and then obviously Hansel and Gretel is their other. Yeah, I haven't been to Gretel or Gretzel, whatever you want to call
Gretel.
it. I've been to Little Bad Wolf though. Delicious.
Yeah. Dude, we went there with the intention of, obviously eating and everything like that. You want to talk about an intimidating whiskey wall? Holy shit.
Little Bad Wolf is the same way. That guy, the owner of that place, is a huge whiskey guy.
Yeah, okay, I did not know that. I mean, it makes sense now. But they had this one was kind of set up like almost like a library. It had the library ladder for the whiskey.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Classic.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. Very fair price on the whiskey. And me and Joey may have ran through, and Sandy too. We may have ran through a couple 2-tree cocks that we'll have to bank for later. All very delicious. So
everyone,
you're banking those for like a year from now because I got like a backlog.
I know.
And you just make it a weekly segment. You
keep cucking my cocks,
dude. I'm telling you right now. Yes, I was joking with Joey at lunch or whatever or brunch. I'm like, we're not going to see these cocks for a long time. We're just going to spank bank them.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I mean, overall, very good weekend. We ended up going to see a comedian. What was the name of the dude?
Sarper. He's Sarper. He's one of the 90 Day Fiance, I guess you could say, contestants or guys from that show. Yeah, from 90 Day Fiance.
So he's using
TLC.
the show as just to boost his fucking comedy act?
No. Actually,
his profile.
He's from Turkey. Okay, so him and his wife Shekinah, who he met, going through the show and got the K1 visa, whatever. They originally were going to live in Turkey, so it wasn't like he was trying to come over to the U.S. or anything like that. But it didn't work out over there for them, so they ended up moving to L.A. So they're from L.A. And once he got settled here in the States, he wanted to do stand-up comedy, and it kind of started off rough if you watched the show, and they kind of aired a few episodes of him trying it out, and didn't really go over so well. But it's been a few years since that aired, and
a lot of dead jokes, like a lot of jokes fell flat.
A lot of that stuff. But yesterday he had us laughing our butts off.
Yeah,
our bums off.
He was surprisingly really good. No offense to the ladies. The ladies were the ones that kind of spearheaded this. I'm a big comedy guy, and I'm very judgmental on my comedians. And I went into it kind of not expecting much. He was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. He was pretty good. And it kind of helped too, because he did like a whole 5-minute joking rant. Of course he's got great hair, but he was starting, talking about all the Turkish hairlines and everything like that. So yeah. Got to meet him afterwards, had a little conversation with him, just a little brief about my little hair stint. And he was pretty good, pretty funny. Talking about banging midgets. So that I can't go wrong with that. You could say midgets. Michael Cole did.
Vibes were high. That's what I'll say. Vibes were high.
About to explode over there or something.
I'm gonna be honest. If you guys listen to enough BumCast, you guys know I like to interject myself in conversation quite frequently, and I interrupt you guys all that much. This is the first time in almost 300 episodes I have not. What in the hell are we talking about? We're talking about some fucking guy from Turkey, midgets, and moving to California, 90-day fiance. What?
Yeah. Dude, it was pretty, dude. I'm telling you right now, and not to spoil this whole bit. Jason would have been fucking rolling. He would have been
the whole
laughing
time
his ass off, dude. He did a whole segment about how he loves Chicago because basically all you got to do, or Illinois, because all you got to do is when you go on Pornhub is just hit you're over 18. He's like, you go to some of these other states, he goes, and you're ready to rock. And then next thing you know, they want facial recognition and they want a side profile of your face and a front profile. He's like, I've got my dick in my hand and I'm trying to finish it. He's like, they're asking for photos. They want a shot of my ID. I don't even know where my wallet's at right now.
I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, dude, it was pretty good.
It was good stuff.
Yeah,
Joey, how you doing?
I'm doing lovely, hermanos. I had a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. I couldn't think of any bums of the week because it was just so much fun, love, and positivity all weekend. From basically, y'all passed me around, I think, right?
Yeah, that's basically one way. You're getting Joey P.
Okay, yeah, I'm kind of easy.
The P stands for promiscuous.
Uh-huh. The P stands for permission.
Yeah, that too.
No, we had a great time Friday night hanging out with our guy Eugene from the United Center at 115 Bourbon Street on Friday evening, checking out one of his favorite cover bands. And of course, you go to 115 Bourbon Street and you haven't been there in a while. When the front room is done, you got to go and take a walk in the back and into the boom boom room, and then that turns into 2 a.m. baby. And that's exactly what it did. Our queens were out there on the dance floor doing their thing. It was 2005.
$2 Long Islands. No, but cheap enough. Although we did have a billing miscue where there's a good amount of people at the table. So I don't know why the waitress, great waitress, she did a great job, but she separated everyone's food and drinks on 2 separate tabs. So Joey's like, Joey and the P's, they're very charitable. He's like, I got this. So the whole bill for the entire table ended up being $75. And he's like, holy cow. He's like, recession never hit Bourbon Street. It's still he's like, it's still 2005 prices. And then like 4 minutes later, there's like a little, I could hear Eugene and the waitress talking. I'm like, what's going on over there? Yeah,
Right.
everyone's thousands of buckets of modelos that we ordered were not on the tab. So I'm like, Joey P was out here thanking Biden, and I was like, nope.
Right.
He's like, no.
Yeah, $75 for a Voss water.
Oh my god. Yeah, we
Still-
almost struck
Still
them
cheaper
dry.
than normal though.
Yeah,
That's
it was very affordable. But still, I mean, we 115 Bourbon Street almost ran out of Modelos at one point, I think, because we were pretty much drinking them dry. It was a great evening there.
That's
It
awesome.
was a
How was
great
how was the crowd? Diversity wise, like, you know, like young, old, mix.
It was like the UN in there. I mean, there was
Yeah.
a little bit of everything.
That's cool.
That place is so big. So it's got a
Yeah.
nightclub. It's got like they're like a country concert sponsored by 95.5 or what's the
US 99.
yeah, US 99, whatever the
Yep.
station is. So there's country people, there's nightclub people, like there was a cover band in the front room where we were at, and they played everything from like, you know, Zach Bryan and Mumford and Sons and what's the Hey Ho band, Lumineers. They're like more acoustic stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it was good. It was I mean, yeah, that you go into that place, it's like going into the UN.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of
I
fun.
mean, the times that I've been there, I remember what it was like, but it's been a long time. So I just didn't know how it changed now or didn't change.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
still a
it's
good place to rock.
I went to a wrestling show there.
Yeah, I've been to a couple there.
Mhm.
AW goes
Right.
over there,
Yeah.
and they do a good job.
So I got something funny to share with you guys that happened over the weekend. So we're gonna talk some Sox here in a couple of minutes. But we got Peter, you put out this tweet, you know, the other night when Mune hit a home run, and he said Munetaka might fund Whiskey Comiskey by himself, you know, putting an ad up for our shirts.
Yeah.
And Meadow Pine basically quote tweeted that, and the translation was from Japanese, "Oh, it takes a lot of courage to wear Mune on your shirt." And I replied back, and this is what he replied back to me. "Oh, you know, Mune means breast or tits in case of women in Japanese."
Hold on, I didn't know that. This is the first you're telling me it. We got so Mune means boobs in Japan.
I googled Mune in Japanese, and it basically means breast. You know, but I'm sure there's the translation, the slang form of it.
Yeah, different ones.
So basically, if someone from Japan buys our Mune shirt, they're just walking around with tits on their shirt.
I was about to say everyone was arguing about the what was it, the samurai? What was the nickname Striffen gave him?
Oh, the South Side Samurai.
Yeah, the South Side Samurai, and everyone's talking about Mune shots. Now we got to get a little bit more graphic with it. We got a titty slugger.
So go ahead, Dougie.
I was just gonna say, I think I recall a distinct somebody that created this shirt, and this all might just check out.
Yeah, I think so.
How long have you
you
known
know
this,
what?
Jason?
Right.
No, wait, no. You know what? He's not here to defend himself, but we all know the Southside Bum. I've known him the longest. Long time titty guy. He is a boobs guy. He is a boob guy. So between Jason and Johnny, the creators of this T-shirt, we should have known.
Oh.
The funny thing is, if we created, like, we had the original idea of doing Mune shots,
Tit shots.
we're gonna have the shirt would have said tit shots.
You got to think that the poor kids last year that created the Texas Ranger hat fiasco with the.
Oh yeah.
Can I say
tetas.
the word tetas?
Hashtag tetas.
Yeah.
They're probably looking at us and saying, "Great job, guys."
what's the equivalent? What we need to do is we need to find the equivalent to the holiday of what would be like Mardi Gras, but in Japan, because this T-shirt would rock for that week. You know what I'm saying? Throwing the beads.
Show me your Mune.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about it before, Jason, and now this is a little inside baseball. I thought we should do just like a Mune shirt with a pixelated baseball bat, because you guys know, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
We might have to lean into this. We have a whole line of Mune horny shirts.
So we sold a good amount of the Mune shirts, and we thank everyone who bought it. But I did add shipping on here for Japan and South Korea. You know, people want to buy. We didn't get any sales from Japan, and now I know why. Because maybe it's frowned upon. We walk around with a shirt that just says tits.
I don't know.
Maybe not. We're just not reaching the proper Japanese subreddits.
Exactly. I think that's it. Because isn't it in Japan where they have like dirty underwear and vending machines?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think
there
are a lot of perverts out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just gotta,
the Japanese are an honorable country, but they're also a very horny country.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna task Jason to finding this Reddit, you know. Since your search history is probably the most fucked out of all of us.
Oh, no.
The less risk.
Yeah, so
that's funny though. Jesus.
I think we gotta lean into it though and just do a little Mune shots. Show me your Mune.
I thought, dude, not to like throw him underneath the bus, but I thought Johnny had a person that was doing this was fact checking this, making sure that we were doing this right.
No, the other shirt, the White Sox shirt that we have with the Japanese lettering, that one looks good. Everything checked out on that one. We can't. How do we fact check? Like in his opening press conference, Murakami said, "Call me Mune." So this is all on him, you know. Like it's
call me the tits.
Call me titties, baby. He said everybody can call me Mune. So we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not upset. This is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was like, okay, well that makes sense. So
lean into it.
Everyone, please go buy your titty shirt from us. ShySportsBones.BigCartel.com. All right. You guys ready to talk some White Sox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
Ready.
Now we are.
Okay. Now, as always, our White Sox content is fueled by TasteRealChicago.com. Visit them. Get all your Giardiniera, Muffaletta, seasonings, beef kits. Get it all. JP Graziano's and Taste Real Chicago are fueling all of our White Sox content this season, and we thank you to them. So, what in the fucking hell?
Like one of these things
Did I miss
the other.
Did I miss the memo?
I got an extra if you want it.
I might have to grab it. What the? What did you guys plan? This is
this is an intervention.
So this is what happened. A little inside baseball. I showed up early because I got a lot of things to do for our nonsense segment. I had the hat on. Dougie shows up and he had the Giardiniera hat on too. And I was like, we can't both have it on. And I was literally about to go change my hat. I got a bunch of hats right off camera. Just Bears hats, White Sox hat, because I could just come down here and pop my hat on. And right before I got up, Joey P shows up with another JP Graziano's hat on. And I'm like, you know what? We got to just keep it. We just got to run with the bit. And I think we look handsome. And these hats, by the way, you can get them at TasteRealChicago.com. Fantastic. I get a lot of compliments whenever I go. I was at the Jewels and he's like, there's an old guy. He's like, hell yeah, Giardiniera. I'm like, yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's get into some White Sox talk, guys. It was a up and down week for the Sox. They at home got swept by. Yeah, I did miss the memo, Prez. Fortunately. So they got swept by the Rays. Not good, but I gotta say, I was tweeting this out all weekend. Move the team to Sacramento. If you're gonna move them anywhere, move them to Sacramento because the offense came out. They take 2 out of 3 against the A's in Sacramento in the minor league ballpark that they're at while their stadium is being built. They should have actually swept them, but they
Mhm.
blew that game.
Yeah.
Bottom of the ninth. Not good. Not a good blow in that on Saturday when they had a big lead going into the ninth. But 2 out of 3 bats come alive, and it started Friday night with a Mune grand slam. Wasn't a moonshot, it was a Mars shot. That thing, I don't think it came down yet, but Mune was just had a monster week. It seems like he is a true like 3 outcome hitter now, right? It's either strikeout, home run, or taking a walk. But he had 4 home runs last week, 3 in a row in the weekend, 9 RBIs, 7 walks. He did strike out 9 times, but bet a nice tree for the week, and on base, 500. So 1.4 OPS. Mune's looking to be a steal right now for the money. And there was the Mune. There was the tweets out there last night about him comparing to Kyle Schwarber, in the graphs and everything. And if we do have our own version of Kyle Schwarber, I'll take it. I think we've been saying, why didn't the Sox just go get a chance and sign Schwarber, when he was out there and available? But Mune looking like the real deal, and unfortunately looks like that means we're not going to be able to re-sign him.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Big Daddy Ishbia is going to come up, and wallet's going to be open. Yeah, it's awesome. It's as advertised, and it looks like all of his numbers are translating from Japan, which is crazy. We always thought about like, is he going to be able to adjust? Everyone's like, he doesn't have the ability to hit like high speed stuff. He hit some fastballs this weekend. I saw a lot about the 3 outcome batter, and it was both national media has now picked up on it because he's hitting so many home runs, but also like the Score talked about it. I saw a couple other people talking about it online on Reddit about like the 3 outcome of Munetaka Murakami. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be a 3 outcome, hitter if you're walking as much as he's walking and hitting as many home runs as he's hitting. Like, I don't understand. Like, that especially in this day and age of baseball, the walks and the home runs, that's good. Good things happen when you do both of those things. So he's always going to strike out more than average. We knew that. And that's where the comps, like you mentioned, to Schwarber, or even I saw Jim Thome comps. I saw Adam Dunn comps. I mean, obviously we're hoping it's more Schwarber and Thome than Adam Dunn. But it's awesome. It's unbelievable that like this guy is now must watch, and it's only been a month of baseball that we're in, and it's like I want to see all of his at bats. I want to see who the hell he's going to kill in the 108, because he's got like a laser beam that just the way his swing path and the way his he's gonna hit a ton of balls into the 108, and someone's gonna get knocked out, and I'm excited to see.
JT has a broken finger apparently.
Is it really broken, or is it just bruised? I don't know. We need to find out the truth.
The thing that I was kind of shocked though, like I saw the ball went off JT's hand. He had the picture of it. Yeah. My immediate reaction was, did he get challenged to a race by Spags?
That's a good callback.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That joke hits.
Still bruised. Missed the homer. Got the foul ball. But it's great.
Hand bruised, ego broken.
Yeah. Joey,
I think that it's about time that we actually have a player here on the South Side, because it's been a rough several years here at Manos. We have an opportunity now to have a superstar that is getting nationwide attention. Mm-hmm. So, out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, that whole Rick Hahn regime that we went through, that failed rebuild that got us excited back in 2021. I'm ecstatic that we have a player right now in Mune that he's must-see TV. Peter, you said it. You want to watch every single at bat. I want to watch him flash the glove too. I mean, defensively, he's been doing a pretty decent job at first base. So
Nice.
he's
Yeah,
been able to
got
make
some nice picks,
yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up actually, and it was actually shocking to me because the eye test is telling me one thing. I talked about it a couple weeks ago, how much he's been hustling and things like that. I think he still has a negative defensive rating. I last time I checked, he was like 20th, I believe, in among all first basemen, but it's still early. But I think I'll take the middle of the road defense if you're giving me, league leading home run power.
Yeah. He's tied for third in MLB right now with 8 home runs, Mike. So that's pretty cool. I don't remember the last time a Sox player was, in the top 5, top 3 for home runs to start the season in April. Maybe Abreu, maybe goes back to Jim Thome days.
What about like that? What about I mean, I might be off my rocker. When Yermin got hot, was he like he was pretty close, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, it was only for a short span, but when
a month. And then he got himself a burger, right? They did a burger for him and everything like that.
Oh, he got a burger, and then he got told not to hit home runs by La Russa.
Yeah, it was bad to hit home runs when it was
ruining the integrity of the game.
Yeah, you're up by 10 runs and you're hitting home runs. Oh, I'm sorry, the pitchers are throwing me fucking meatballs down the middle.
Right.
But yeah, man, I mean, you mentioned it, and like, oh, he's playing himself out of the south side of Chicago, and everyone's chomping at the bit in 2 years of. But the one thing that is like, I guess, beneficial to us, like the White Sox, out of all their misery and all of their bad decision making, they do have a history of having all-star first basemen, right? We've been kind of lucky in that scenario of Frank Thomas and Canerico and Abreu, and now this guy looks like the real deal. Hopefully, he's here just like those guys for a decade plus.
Yeah, a cornerstone.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and that could actually be like I don't want to say a benefit of the strike if the strike does happen. With him being signed short term like that, you get a strike that happens, and then Ishbia takes over after the strike. Maybe he's our first $100 million player.
Yeah, I did see people like saying, some of the pundits were like out there like, oh yeah, now because he's hitting, he's going to be on the Dodgers and Yankees radar, getting a big bag thrown at him. When his 2 years is up. So let's. I think like we've been saying the past few weeks, right? Like you're calling these people up, and eventually at some point you got to start building around some of these core guys and not just trade them away,
right?
And if Mune's truly doing this on a Schwarber level, and maybe the little elbow from Ohtani, okay, let's just, I'm going to say it. He has more home runs than Ohtani. So let's fucking go. I mean,
he stole his power.
Yeah.
I also saw that.
Can he pitch?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Like Space Jam stealing his power.
I think you're right though, Dougie. Like let's hope that at the end of these 2 years that it is Ishbia, and he does want to see the value in keeping, again, he's not like young, but he's not old. So there's no harm in throwing. I mean, obviously, I don't think you'd want to give him like, the crazy 9-10 year deals.
Right.
But if the Sox could lock him up for 5 years, like.
All right. Say he's on track right now for 100 RBIs and 45 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
You're not okay with giving him an 8-year deal?
I think 8 year I would be okay with. Because I mean, so we're talking 8 years at the end of his 2 year deal. So he'll be 28. So you're talking keeping him into his late 36. I think probably maybe like for me, I think 7-8 years would be like the max. I think I don't think I would go like 9, 10, 11 years like some of these guys are getting nowadays. But I think a 7-8 year deal, if he keeps on producing, wouldn't be unreasonable. It's not my money.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable in the 8 region. I'd also be comfortable with,
he might not be by the way.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
might
right.
rather
He
he'd rather have a 3-4 year deal.
right. You never know.
like
Opt out,
approve it,
opt
you
outs
know,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. No, just
Mhm.
opt outs and stuff.
Or
Yeah,
player
no,
options.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, so he can make more money in the future, like,
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Betting on himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I think, and maybe I'm reading it wrong or whatever, but it seems like Ishbia, at least his family, kind of sees the grand picture of things to where grabbing players also generates money too in jerseys and different other stuff, like they don't think of, like I feel like the Reinsdorfs, they don't think of like the grand scheme of things of like how spending money can make money. They really lack that with both the White Sox and the Bulls. So I think the Ishbias kind of get that philosophy down, and end of the day, I think that they want to win. So if they've got a fan favorite and the dude's doing good, and you've got your corner piece right here, and you can, build around that, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So let's hope he keeps, hitting those fastballs. I mean, we said that he started out hot. We said there was probably now there's tape on him. Pitchers are going to adjust. He needs to readjust. Looks like over the weekend he did. He's making some adjustments. So
Mhm.
keep it up. Keep hitting the home runs. Keep taking the walks. Don't swing. Don't pull Lubob and swing it out low and outside the zone. And you'll be good. I mean, just keep on getting that on base. Take a walk. Walk is just as good as a single.
And the main thing is, it benefits people hitting around him. That's the thing. You
Big
can't just
time.
pitch.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just pitch around him when Colson is warming up, and he had just as good of a weekend as Munetaka Murakami did. Like Colson the torpedo bat finally woke up. And if they're both, cooking with gas, then that just benefits everyone else in the lineup. All these slapdick hitters that we have, if they're on base and you got Colson and Munetaka Murakami hitting home runs, yeah, that's how, this offense, which started off bad, can warm up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. Chase Mydrov had a good weekend. Good to see he was finally waking up there a little bit. Tanner Murray, another good. But Everson Pereira comes back, and he looks pretty good too. Now people are saying, I know we had Herb Lawrence on the beginning of the season. And he was like, oh, he, not a fan of Pereira. Get him off the team. All that. He might be the guy stuck around here until Braden Montgomery gets the call. Which we'll talk about him in the Straw Report. Might be later this season at this rate, but I think Everson at this rate, he might be a guy that you keep in the lineup every day if he keeps hitting like this.
For now, I think you keep him in the lineup for now because you got nothing else to lose, and everyone else in the outfield is god awful. He's got pop.
Mm-hmm.
He hits the ball hard. And that's the thing that stands out. Like, he just got a little bit more power than the rest of these bozos. But he's made some fucking bonehead plays out in the outfield. And I'm like, holy cow, man. It's chasing chickens out there. So, like, Getz and crew has made it an emphasis. While they talk about it, I don't see it, in the actual game to game. They are trying to get better defensively. And running out Andrew Benintendi and Everson Pereira, and even Acuna had some questionable things. So it's like, yeah, he's got some pop, and you keep him for now, but that outfield eventually has to get better. And I think it starts with, like you mentioned, maybe Braden Montgomery at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The outfield's got to stop looking like, like when you fuck with a dog and you like throw it and like they start going the wrong way, and they break the wrong way and you throw it the other way on them. The outfield's got to stop looking like that for sure.
Yeah, I have to give Antonnacci, his props though. I mean, since he's been out and left, he's been okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's been decent. So good looking on you, kid.
Yeah, and that's something I was very critical of. I was the one saying stop moving players and playing them out of position. But it just looks like he's just athletic enough and young enough to where, like, you know what? Fuck it. Don't even think about it. Just go be an athlete. I know Chirizi talked about it on their show that, like, yeah, like the small sample size that they've shown him in left field. Like he looks the part. He it seems like he breaks on balls early, and he's got the speed to make up for it. If he doesn't, like of the people in the outfield right now, shockingly, and it's only been a couple games, right? So like there's a blunder to be had. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna happen. But he looks the part, so that's good.
Yeah, so let's talk. So we're gonna talk about him in a little bit, but let's talk about him right now. So yeah, Antonnacci got the call up. He made his debut on Wednesday, and the results. You know, we're hoping that he's not going to be one of those 4A guys. It kind of definitely a slow start. He's only gotten 2 hits. It's 5 games, but right, he's only got 2 hits. He only struck out once, so he's not striking out, but he's hitting the ball. It's going to people. So you hopefully eventually that you know, the luck, whatever you want to call it, that you know finally catches up to him, and he can start getting some of those singles, because he has put the ball in play, which is good. You know, you don't want to see him striking out. He has taken a couple walks, but yeah, only 2 hits so far in the 16 at bats that he's had. So slow start for him, but I don't think I've seen people already say, okay, he's done, send him back down to AAA, you know, and we don't want to break the kid's confidence. You know, we don't need the Tim Elko situation. Now, yes, Tim Elko was a true 4A guy where every time he go down, he's smashing home runs, comes up, striking out 17 times in a row. Yeah. So I don't want to break that kid's confidence already, and you got to let him try to figure it out first. But besides, I'd rather have him in left field than Benintendi all day, any day. Right. So let's give him a couple more weeks to figure it out. Let's hopefully that, you know, he starts these balls that he is putting into play, get through the gaps, and he starts getting some singles and some doubles.
I think that Antonnacci, once he actually has some, I think he still needs some more at bats around with a more solid guy either around him. Maybe right in front of him in the lineup. And, you know, obviously there's still a lot of playing around going on with the lineup these days. A lot of figuring out for Will. But I think that if he's settled in the lineup, and it doesn't matter if it's in the 2-hole, the 5, 6, 7, whatever, 8, if he is just has somebody in front of him or behind him protecting him, I think that he'll probably improve much faster in the current rate that he's at.
I'm glad you mentioned it, Joey. I thought I had a stat bookmarked, and I don't. But it's about Will Venable and his lineups through like 20. I think it was like.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I wanted to bring that up too, but I forgot to write that.
But it does. That has a lot to do with it too, Joey. You know, like he's a young kid. He just got called up. There's gonna be some, you have to be a little bit fluid and versatile. But like the fact that like just Venable just keeps batting people anywhere in the line, it feels like there's no rhyme or reason. And I know a lot of it has to do with the handedness, right? He likes the lefty righty switching of things, but there just seems to be like no consistency and no rhyme or reason. So it's still, again, I sound like a broken record, still early, but like you would hope that like, once the end of May and June rolls around, you just have a plug and play lineup, and it doesn't have to be everybody. Right. But like you're 1 through 5 hitters, maybe, or like
or you always have Murakami like 3 or 4, right? You always have him, like people around him can switch, but you have Chase leading off. You have Antonnacci 8 or 9, trying to turn the lineup over. Like, but yeah, you one day you got Mune batting 2, then he's 4, then he's 3. I'm surprised he hasn't had him as leadoff before.
Well, I mean, Benintendi batted leading off. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's brutal. Yeah, I mean, that's the same shit that we dealt with Pedro Grifol. It was like what, dude? Pedro Grifol was the king of like never having a set lineup.
Yeah,
that dude was dicing it around like nobody's business. You just, like you guys said, you just hate to see that, because like you want guys to kind of get settled in their role, and whether they're going to be in that role the whole season or not, but like a little consistency is what you're going to have to do, and like, I totally agree with you guys. Like, I don't care where they're at in the lineup, but it definitely needs to be Colston Mune or Mune Colston and keep those two paired up. And they got to be like either, either 3-4 or 4-3 or however you want to do it, but keep those guys in there and then start building out the other ways,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, slow start to the Italian Stallion. Let's hope that, this week, gets, someone make some adjustments. Got the off day today, obviously, and that he can get back on track this week. But I do like him in left field. I think, he hasn't been horrible, and if it keeps Benintendi off the field, I'm happy. So
yeah.
All right. Another big call up was Noah Schultz. He made his debut on Tuesday. A lot of people, White Sox Twitter, were at the game to see him, his debut. So as expected, a little shaky first start. Went 4 in the third inning. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned. Had 4 walks. He had a section there where I think he threw like 10 or 11 balls in a row. And you're going to have like the jitters, right? And Tampa Bay is a good lineup too, but much better outing yesterday. Went 5 innings, only gave up 1 hit, and it was a solo shot. Only had the 1 walk, greatly cut down, and 6 strikeouts. So that's kind of what you were expecting, and kind of a glimpse of what he can be in the future, and the reason why he was lighting up AAA so much for the season. So I think he gets I think they get the Nationals. His next start is for this week against Nationals. But I think very, very good second start for Noah Schultz.
You know what? I thought it was a very good first start because he showed us something. Obviously, you don't plan for your debut to, go off the rails really early. But that final strikeout when he was like kind of in trouble, he showed a little bit of passion. He gave out a pretty good fuck. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he played all right. And that's what you want from a young guy is like, yeah, you learn from your mistakes. You probably hopefully don't do them again, even though you probably will. It's a long season. But like, I thought that first start was like, obviously he didn't get the win or he didn't look great in the beginning, but it showed me just as much in that first start than it did in the second. Yeah, the second he got the win, he looks great, and hopefully he continues to very many more this season. But I liked it, and the fact that, like we mentioned before, he even came up is like his stuff. While he's still not super accurate, I feel like obviously like the throwing balls is a problem. But like when he's on, even in those little slow amounts, like he's on, he's just buzzing that fastball past people. Like we just don't have that. Davis Martin looks like an all-star right now, and I kind of wanted to talk about that at the end of our White Sox talk because I'm very happy with what Davis Martin has shown.
He's on the rundown.
He's a professional ass pitcher right now. But Noah Schultz has just that like extra stuff, if you will.
Stuff plus.
Yeah. To kind of bounce off of what you were saying, I was very happy that the falling off the rails happened in the first, because if the falling off the rails happens at the tail end of his start, then you're like, shit, like I'd rather have him do it in the first where we had time to, maybe come back and win a game, and also claw back. And then also you got to see like his like battle with adversity, and he was able to battle back, and then he did have a decent game after that. Second start, decent, really good. Not so much for Grant Taylor, but it is what it is.
I remember a couple Sox Fests ago at the Ramova Theater when we were mingling with some of these young boys and girls.
Wait,
young boys and girls.
You gotta rephrase that, please.
Yeah, see, you got caught into the trap. I did that one
time.
We
were hobnobbing with some of the prospects.
With the prospects. Okay. All right. So when we were hobnobbing with some of the prospects at Sox Fest a couple of years ago, Peter's going to clip that. I
I don't
was
want to get in
talking-
trouble.
I was talking to Edgar Carroll, and I'm asking Edgar, who's the hardest thrower on this team so far? And he said, "Oh, easily." And he pointed right at Noah. He says, "It's Noah, who was right across the way from us." So it's amazing. It's amazing that Noah has already, that amount of sentiment and respect, from his catcher duo, because they're going to be ready to, have him throw heat, and he's already been able to show and put that on display. So I think that as long as he gets a couple more starts under his belt, he's going to figure it out. This kid's really, really smart. In talking to him, he's going to work out just fine in this lineup.
Yeah. Dougie, you mentioned Grant Taylor.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the comments from Brian Bannister last week where he doesn't see him as a traditional starter because he said when he was working as a starter, his body would not respond well when he pitched more than 3 innings. And that seems to be a problem if your body gets extra sore or tight or something pitching more than 3 innings. That seems long relief or just a relief pitcher role for you. But I don't know if you guys saw those comments from Brian Bannister.
Yeah, I guess that's a problem because we were all under the assumption that they're stretching him out to be a starter. And if that's not the case, put him back in the 8th and just go Grant Taylor, Sir Anthony Dominguez and just call it a day.
Yes.
Or trade him to somebody that's going to be in the playoffs this year and needs a bullpen arm like Michael Kopech. But yeah, that stinks. I did not see those quotes. And the one thing I will say is your body at 22 is different than your body at 26. Sometimes it takes longer for these pitchers to develop. Not everyone is like a Steven Strasburg-esque or Paul Skeens-esque pitcher. We've seen a lot where it's like sometimes it takes a pitcher a long time, both routine, mentally, different things. I would like to look up the stats of how many pitchers have won MVP later in their 30s, because it feels like it's a lot more later in life once you're a wily veteran than it is when you're younger. So he's been around for long enough, but it's still young, it's still early. So I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, if it's probably a problem if he's not going to be a starter, but there is he's good enough. There's going to be a role for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know if it should be necessarily be an opener. I think
for now, now, but yeah, in the long run, yeah, you can't keep doing the opener thing. You can now when you're not, in contention or, although not in last place.
Yeah.
You just keep checking the wild card. Let's see how many wild card are you, how many games back on the wild card. But no, yeah, I thought of the 3, Jason, congratulations, your bingo card hit. The Future Sox bingo card hit with the Munetaka home run. I keep thinking I've been doing the math since the season started. First, I'm oh, now Murakami all-star almost for sure if he keeps this up. And I'm I'm gonna have to figure out another one because my
Davis
square
Martin.
is so right now Davis Martin.
So let's talk a little Davis Martin then, because he had another.
Sorry, because I thought it was going to be Grant Taylor at first. That was my banking was it's going to be Murakami and Taylor as the 2 all-stars. But now I'm swapping it to Davis Martin. So continue. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Davis Martin has been great at the start of the season so far. He has a 2.16 ERA, 3-1 on the season. But last, on Sunday's or Friday's game, 7 innings. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. I mean, but going 7 innings, that's huge, right? If you look at his starts, it's 5 innings, 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings. So he's working deep in the games and he's not giving up a lot. At this rate, I think as we were mentioning, yeah, he might be could be one of the Sox all-stars if he keeps up this rate. I want to ask you guys too, in addition to his performance for the start of the season, do you just keep him around and see if he's a long-term fit for the team? I mean, because we always talk about, okay, Anthony K does good, you trade him. Fetty, maybe he has the bounce back from a couple years ago, you trade him. I think you got to keep Davis Martin around, especially, if you're going to call up Noah and then eventually, Hagen and maybe Tanner McDougal. Okay, you got 3 guys right there. Who knows what Shane Smith's going to be, but I think Davis Martin has to be, one of those guys for the long-term foreseeable future. I don't think you can just trade him at this point for prospects at the deadline. I think he could be a guy you keep in your rotation long-term.
It's also because like he's already the longest tenured White Sox on the 26-man roster right now. You need all of these young pitchers need someone to learn from. And it seems like Davis Martin is the guy right now. I know Anthony Kay had been good. We talked about him last week, and he seems more like the trade piece, if anything. I think Davis Martin for the at least the next couple years, like he's your veteran pitcher that everyone looks into. I really like the way he's pitching this year, and it's not just because like it just seems like he's pitching with confidence. He's pitching like he gets into trouble and immediately ground ball double play. Like he's like, I don't want to say he's figured it out, but like he's figuring it out. Like the couple times he got into trouble last game, it's double play, it's pop out strikeout. It's like, yo, shit, like you're getting out of jams. So it's not only like he's, going deep into the games, which is awesome because this bullpen's been up and down, but like he's consistently been good. It's not like a roller coaster with him.
Yeah, it's like one of those deals. He walks a guy and he's like, yeah, no big deal. I'll just get a double play now.
Yeah, he's got high baseball IQ. That's what I really like about him. He definitely needs to become an anchor in this rotation. So I agree. I totally agree with you, Jay. This is somebody that we probably want to stick around with for at least the next season or so, because there's no rush right now. We're not, obviously winning to bring up any of the young arms just right now. We'll wait and see. Injuries could happen, and then maybe that's when a call up for one of our young arms, when it's going to be time for them to get called up. But other than that, I think that we're gonna get to see Davis Martin in an all-star uniform. I like that idea, guys.
Yeah. So my one worry is that he has giving up a lot of fly balls, and when it gets warmer out, you're at home, are those going to turn into home runs? Hopefully not. You'd like to see more ground balls, but as of right now, for the first 4 starts of the season, it's really, really good, and it's what the Sox need right now, because you need those days where you can rest this bullpen instead of playing shuttle between Charlotte and Chicago, where a guy gets called up and he's sent back down the next day. So, ideally you want it'd be awesome. You got Davis Martin. He goes 7 innings or complete game, but you go 7. Grant Taylor, Sir Anthony Dominguez. Boom, there's a win. That's what you want, right? You want that structure, solid 7 innings, and he's giving you that so far. So, kudos. He's also
something I talked about last week is for a bad team to become better, you need those stopgaps. If Davis Martin is a guy that stops a 4-game losing streak and picks up a win, that's how you pick up a couple 2-3 games, and it's not like a 6-game losing streak and then a 7-game losing streak. If you got now Noah Schultz and then a couple of days later, Davis Martin, those win streaks become a little bit, like we mentioned earlier, like they won 2 out of 3 this weekend. They should have been 3 out of 3, but like you just got to keep winning series, and every so often, they're still young. They're going to look bad. They're still, right. I still think that, 100 losses is where if they lose 96 games, that's in my eyes, I'm like, yeah, sign me up for that.
Yep. All right. So that is all the regular White Sox news that we got, but we're not done yet, because you know why?
Tell me.
It's time for Down the Farm with HBIC, the Straw Report, as it's like to be called now. As if you're joining us for the first time, this is the report for the last 7 days. So we're not doing complete season. So last 7 days, we're going to start down in AAA. Actually, let's start. Let's go. Let's work our way backwards. Let's go from A to AAA. Okay. Start off with Caleb Bonnemer here. He went 4 for 19, only 211, but he had 2 home runs. He all those 4 hits, he made them worth it.
Okay.
So it wasn't a lot, but it was productive when he did get hit. So 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He did strike out 8 times though, so that's an issue. His strikeouts have been on the high end for the start of the season, but obviously he's got some power and he's driving in runs. So okay, a decent week for Caleb Bonnemer.
Yeah, 8Ks isn't great. But 2 grand slams, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I have no clue. I just
No.
The prior week he was bopping the prior week, so
Yeah.
I know that he hit a little bit of a wall this coming past week. We'll see what the young man can do.
So we got a new guy on the list here.
Ooh.
He's in high A in Winston-Salem. Colby Shelton. He is another shortstop in the Sox system.
God damn.
Yes. So this was his week last week. 11 for 23. He hit 478 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Yeah, I mean, so I was actually, following this. You want to know what he's hitting for the season?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, his stat line for he's batting 429 with a 509 on base, a 755 slugging, and a 1.264 OPS.
You said this is high A?
This is high A.
What the hell is he doing there? Move him up already.
That's the problem. He's got 21 hits on the season, 5 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs, and he's only struck out 9 times.
Yeah, see,
in 49 A.
JT's doing the hot Tadahito bit.
Yeah.
Let
So
him
yeah,
cook.
I the way he was also player of the week for whatever Winston-Salem's league is. He was player of the week. But another thing too is like another shortstop. We got all of these shortstop and second basemen. It's going to be a logjam at some point.
Get ready to learn right field.
Right field. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, he was drafted as shortstop, but he has been playing second base. So he was last year's the draft pick from last year, 6th round, 166 overall. So he is new into the system. I'm looking at him right now. He's 23 years old, so he is a little on the higher age for prospects. But if he keeps on hitting like this, he might fly through the system. So Colby Shelton is going to be one that we're going to keep our eyes on the farm report for the season.
You're going to keep your eyes on.
I am.
Talk to me when he gets the. Promote. #promote.
Yep. All right, so let's go up to Birmingham with whenever everyone saw this week, Braden Montgomery. He got Southern League Player of the Week. He went 12 for 20, batted 600, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 5 doubles, 2 triples. Have yourself a week, Braden Montgomery. He was kind of had a little bit of a slow start in Birmingham, but he turned it on this week. And I saw one person saying he ain't going to see Charlotte because he's going to go straight to the majors. I'm like, no, stop with that shit. Like, he's got to go to AAA. But I don't expect him to be in Birmingham much longer. I think he'll probably early May get moved up to Charlotte.
Wait. This is his first real good week, though, right?
Yeah.
It's been up and down, but this is true.
I feel, yeah. This is what we remembered from last year. It was like the end of last year when he was hitting the ball. So yeah, it's taken a little bit. I'm just saying, hopefully give me 3-4 of these weeks and then do the #promote.
Yeah, on the season right now, he's hitting 358 with a 456 on base, 755 slugging, and a 1.2 .11 OPS. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean he's definitely he had some up and down weeks, but
It's better than I thought.
it's like I said, if he keeps this up, I wouldn't be surprised if by sometime beginning of May, mid-May at the latest, that he's not in Charlotte. I think the Sox, they know they need a right fielder bad, and if he hits, I think they might try to fast track him. They're not gonna waste at bats with them. They're gonna give him enough at bats. But I was listening to the Zhu today, and Ian Eckridge was on, and he said potentially if he does this August, September, you might see him.
Yeah, sign me up for that September call up.
Yeah,
he's on the list.
All right, pitcher down in Birmingham, Christian Opor. Another bad week for him. He's supposed to be high pitching prospect, but 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 7 earned runs, 10 walks to only 2 Ks for a 12.6 ERA on the week. So this is another one that's supposed to be like their, top guys from pitching. A couple bad starts for him so far. So let's hope that he can turn that around. On the season, he's got almost a 13 ERA on the season for 3 starts. So not good. Not a good start for Christian Opor. Whatever.
What's his base on balls like for the season look like? Is this a trend?
13 walks to 4 Ks. So yeah.
So okay, so he just had a really bad week with bases on balls.
Yeah, but he had a bad week last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many bad weeks until he's off the straw report?
Another bad week. He's off.
He gets a short straw.
Yeah, we need to start. Almost like promotion relegation.
It'll be a straw graphic. It'll kind of be like the no chub, half chub, full straw.
Yeah.
Relegation.
I'll replace him with someone else down in Birmingham. All right, let's go up to AAA. William Bergola, he was injured, so he's not featured this week. Corey Lee, he fell off big time. So we're just gonna focus on the pitchers. Start with Tanner McDougal. Good. He had a bunch of trees this week. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, 3 walks. He also hit 3 batters. So he was
Come on.
They deserved it.
Right.
So yeah, Tanner McDougal, a bunch of trees last week, but I'll take it. 300 runs. And then finally, Hulk Hagen. He pitched more than 3 innings this week, guys.
We did it, fam.
4 innings pitched, 1 hit, 5 Ks, no earned runs. Good job, Hagen Smith. I want to see that inning count go up every week. First 3 starts of the season, he was at 3 innings. I said, it seems to me like they're pulling him right after 3 because it's just a solid 3 innings. Now it's 4. Let's do it. Let's get 5 next week, right? Or let him just go until he hits his pitch count. So another good week for Hagen Smith.
Yeah, he's just got to keep eating his vitamins and saying his prayers. Well,
I'm excited to see because there's been even from the beginning of the season when the preseason was going on, spring training. We should take bets on who's coming up first, Hagen or Tanner McDougal.
I think it's going to be Tanner.
Okay.
Just because I think I'm looking at it and he's going a little deeper into games, so I think it's going to be Tanner.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what their need is. Yeah. Do they need a guy that goes deep in the games?
Yes, all of them.
I know. I'm just saying, yes, they do. But I'm fuck it.
Dougie, you've seen this bullpen. We need starters to pitch some innings for us.
That's JT's got a good point. It probably end up being whoever is due to pitch when they need someone because they keep doing and rightfully so. The bullpen's been so up and down that every day I go to work and by lunchtime there's someone going up, someone going down.
Oh.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Don't clip that.
Yes.
Don't clip that. All right, that's the Straw Report, everyone. All right, we got a little, couple pieces of news left that we want to talk for Sox. Justin Ishbia was back in the news. Bought the stadium. He bought the land, and we thought maybe that he might build up a hospital, whatever.
That was the early reports because he's got to deal with Northwestern Medicine.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a little flippity flop. The rail yard's going to be where the park is, and the park's going to be where the rail yard is. Kind of feel bad for some of the Bridgeport residents. People maybe who just bought a house.
That stinks for them. Nothing's for sure. We do this all the time, especially with the Bears, right? Like, it's snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Mhm.
But it just does seem like Justin Ishbia is not McCaskey's and is not Kevin Warren. He does things with a purpose. He does things with a set goal in mind. And yeah, I mean, from all accounts, it seemed like CHGO was the first person that kind of put everything into bullet points. And by person, I just mean Sean W. Anderson. He's the only one over there. But then Josh Nelson's been on it. He was out there taking pictures this weekend. Yeah, it's just like I did it on the the pre-show promo. Like, is our time in lot B numbered? Because that seems to be our whole thing was like, just put the new stadium where the old stadium was, just keep, just crossing the street that way every 50 years or so. But now it just seems like there just seems to be more legs to it. There seems to be more meat, and there still needs a lot to happen, right? Like Amtrak has to do their due diligence and Metro or whatever. But yeah, it just like Charisi said he's got 5 to 10 years before that shit's built. We got 5 to 10 years before we're tailgating somewhere else, if at all.
Or we have to buy a boat.
Pontoon tailgates still on the. We wanted to do that for the Bears. Maybe we're doing that for the White Sox.
Yeah. It says that potential stadium development in the early 2030s. So that also kind of coincides with the takeover, of everything.
And the stadium deal, the lease.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was looking at some of the graphics that were superimposed where the rail yard lines up with the stadium. And yeah, you can definitely get a nice, new stadium over there. And technically still South Side. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think it's going to be weird. Like moving that rail yard where the stadium is now. And you're going to have like all the residential, all the new stuff that's being built up over there. And it's like, boom, here's a rail yard. Like, it seems out of place if you ask me.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be where like lot B and like where the stadium is, but it is probably going to be where the other lots is, right? Like lot G, I believe. Or
Yeah.
F or,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was, but
The kill zone.
yeah. Yeah. I got family in Bridgeport. Like, you grew up there, walking to the games and stuff like that. It would stink if there's just like Amtrak or Metro or whatever is over there. But selfishly, I'm already looking forward to, my old ass, because I'll be 50 at that point. The Fire and the White Sox. The MLS has a very similar schedule to baseball, where it's like, typically it's 2 homestands a month, where it's you're on the road and then at home. There's going to be some double header. Like, it's going to be unavoidable. Obviously, traffic and congestion might stink, but a 3:00 White Sox game and a 7:00 Fire game for me is going to be beautiful. So I'm very excited for that.
I don't know, brother. I mean, you are talking about being 50 at that point. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm gonna be rich.
Well, I'm not.
I don't know.
About you.
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't know
worried about
how.
you
I don't know
being rich,
how.
dude.
I don't know how. But
I was in no way going at the pocketbook. I am talking about your old bones, my friend. Like, dude, that's a long fucking day, man.
nah, we'll be fine.
I mean, if you're sitting down.
I don't know. Only time will tell, I guess. Bookmark.
Yeah. So Beeflo saying, He says ticket prices will go up 200%, 300% in a 14th Street stadium. Ticket prices went up 200% for a Pope hat. Imagine what a new stadium's going to happen. Like, it's going to be a problem.
Like I said, the Pope hat that's going to be so flimsy built, you're just going to need Blue Chew for it.
No, you're banking on a limp dick Pope hat, and I just want Mike Downey to flex on you when it's fucking
good. I want to shame him into spending money on decent Pope hats.
No, he's just gonna starch the shit out of them.
Yeah, one by one, with some intern's gonna be starching them.
Right.
Just to spite Jason.
Good. I want the spite hats. So we're gonna spend an extra 3 cents on this hat for spite. Peter, you got anything else for the Sox?
Well, it was we ran long, and we're running long anyway, but who cares? We're like, we got a lot of sports to talk about. I saw this on Reddit, and I thought it was interesting because the White Sox, while now they woke up from their offensive slump, somebody did the homework, and they were talking about their walk-up songs for 2026. So Berto for mayor had he did the homework. He's been going to most of the home games this year, and I like that he was Shazamming the songs while like the batters were going on. That seems like something my mom would do or something. But this is the list of walk-up songs for each player, and I will say there's a lot of Bad Bunny, which is very good. But there is a lot of bad songs on this team. And I always talk about the whole Deion Sanders look good, feel good, play good thing. Yeah. And I know, like, they have the pitch machine, and they have, like, trainers and staff and sports psychologists. Mm-hmm. I think they might need a walk-up song consultant, because you just can't be coming out to By Your Grace by Cody Johnson. Maybe you're a country fan. There's better country songs than that. I mean, Andrew Benintendi's trying to do the funny haha thing and coming out to Rocky 2 or Rocky 3, the Living in America by James Brown. Stinks. That's a stinky ass walk-up song. It's not even funny. Like, it stinks. The only good thing, and I'm going to talk about the Chicago douche bums for a second. Colson Montgomery coming out to World Hold On by Bob Sinclair. That's an elite walk-up song.
Yep. I will say, look at this list. We've come a long way down from Paul Konerko and Gordon Beckham's walk-up songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Metallica playing every time
Yep.
Konerko came to the plate. That was just iconic, right? Like,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Gordon Beckham was so like over the top cheesy that he chose, the outfield. But then everyone's like, I'm not going to sing on. Yeah. I'm not going to high pitch that one. But yeah, everyone starts singing it then when you're drunk.
I just feel like, like to turn this thing around. And they have been. Obviously in Sacramento was a lot better. But, next homestand, hopefully they switch things up a little bit, because I ain't trying to hear Holy Drill by Yeshua. Or, I mean, actually, they got rid of Lenny Sosa, so that's actually a good thing. This song stinks. You're out of here.
Take the CD with you.
Can we just say, though, but Jordan Hicks, though, probably picked
still tripping
an S tier walk-up song.
Yeah.
Anytime you have Mike Jones.
Still tipping on 4/4s.
Yeah, rapping fofos. I mean, the song is unedited. Who is Mike Jones?
He's still tipping. Still tipping pitches. Exactly right.
Sir Anthony Dominguez probably leaning too much into the Game of Thrones. The Sir.
Yeah.
You got to figure. That's the one thing is like closers. Sometimes they don't even have a say in what they're, it's the stadium. They do the lights, do the different things like that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to, judge a book by its cover, but maybe Sir Anthony Dominguez would rather come out to a Bad Bunny song than the Game of Thrones song.
Well, be better. The better you are, the more they cater to what you want. I mean, Look at when what's his face was coming out, Liam Hendricks. You know, he got to pick his own songs.
He didn't.
What?
I remember the story. He wanted to come out to Miss Sunshine by Ghost, and they had that awful mashup of like 3 different songs for him that was like out. He didn't pick that. I'm almost positive. I gotta find the interview.
Really?
There was an interview where he said he wanted to come out to Call Me Little Sunshine by Ghost. And they came out. He used to come out to that like mashup of like three different songs.
Yeah, but that dude looked like he was jamming to it every time.
I think that guy was just so intense that like he didn't care what was playing. Right?
I mean, he's swearing after every pitch. Sweet shit, fuck, goddamn it.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably because he's listening to some bullshit music he didn't want to.
Right. But then he's like goes home, gets in his chi, and plays with Legos. It's wild. Wild man.
Yep. All right. That is all of our White Sox talk. That is always fueled by TasteRealChicago.com and JP Graziano's. Stop in to get yourself a nice sandwich or visit those website. Get yourself some muffaletta, giardiniera, beef kits, seasonings, all that good stuff. They'll be back in Lot B May 16th.
Yeah.
Coming soon. All right, we're gonna talk just real quick before we get to some nonsense here. We got Bears. Draft is coming up this weekend on Thursday. I don't know if people say it's the most wonderful time of the year. I think maybe it is. But we have everyone's doing the mock drafts. Bears are drafting at 25. I read a stat today that 8 out of the 9 last years the 25th pick has been traded. So that's maybe put some money on that. You know, a couple of $2-3 for the Bears to make a trade. Mel Kiper Jr., you can say he's a bum, whatever. He has Bears taking Zion Young, defensive end from Missouri. Walter Football has Kendrick Falk, defensive end from Auburn. And then some other ones we got here. The Athletic has TJ Parker, edge from Clemson. NFL.com, Zion Young, as we mentioned. Now we got 3 here. CBS, NFL.com, and Fox Sports all have the Bears taking Dylan Tinneman, safety from Oregon. So got a few of that. And then we today on another NFL mock draft, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, a safety from Toledo, is another one that's been mocked to the Bears. So it looks like handful of guys. We didn't want to talk too much Bears because at 25, it's really a crapshoot with what the Bears can do. And there's a fact that they just might trade. They got 2 second-round picks. They got 57 and 60. So they could trade, stock up more second-round picks, or they may take a second one and move up. I don't know. But defensive end and safety seem to be the most mocked to the Bears.
The best thing about this year's draft for the Bears is that now I don't want to say I don't give a fuck about it, but I guess I give a lot less of a fuck about it. It's nice drafting 25 instead of, in the top 10 year in and year out. So that's where like my first thing is like, I haven't really paid attention. And I know, like Jason, we had the discussion beforehand. And I'm like, are we really going to break down like Zion, whoever? Like, we don't know shit about these guys. But what I do know is that I have a feeling that Ben Johnson is so confident in what he does that I don't care what they do. Like, if they trade, great. If they draft a wide receiver, awesome. If they draft a running back, good. We've been preaching they need defense. But I'm so confident in Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and even Dennis Allen to a point to where, like, if they draft a wide receiver or, a cornerback, or if they go best available, I'm not going to make a stink about it, because last year we planned on doing a live stream and we did, and they picked 10th, they go Colson Loveland, and we're like, what in the hell? And then we start complaining about it. Turns out Colson Loveland was a fucking baller, and he was awesome, and he was really good. So we all looked like idiots. So I've learned that, one, I don't give a fuck what they do. I'm excited to see what Ben Johnson does.
Yeah.
I want to see them actually trade because there's just so many holes on this roster
Okay.
that they can just trade back and just acquire more and more picks, as many as they can, literally, because at that point, then you can do best player available, but like I said, there's just so many holes to fill, especially on defense. So I'm not going to be upset either because it's not in my nature to be upset too often. But yeah, at this point, having a 25th pick overall in the first, just trade back at this point. Try to get another third rounder, second rounder, fourth rounder, whatever the case may be, because we've actually, Ryan Poles has hit, on some of these middle late round picks, so he's actually better. Who knows?
I think if anything, obviously we know that there's defensive holes. But if we are going to stay in place, I would love to see them get a compliment to Sweat and see the real potential of Sweat and see if this is the test year for Sweat to either do something or not. And I want to see a compliment to that. So obviously I'd like to see him go edge, but that's just me.
All right. So I'm gonna throw out a prediction for Thursday.
Okay.
They have the 25th pick.
Mm-hmm.
They got 2 second rounds, 57 and 60. Poles has 3 high draft picks. He's Tyrone Biggums right now. He's itching. He don't have Ian Cunningham anymore
To hold him back.
He's trading up. He's got a plethora of high picks. He's Tyrone Biggums. He's trading up. You don't pay more of them high-end draft picks.
Okay, he's trading up for what?
Defensive end.
Okay, because if you were, I agree, and I said it before. We need defensive end. We keep talking about it. You need pass rushers. You need to get better in the pass rush. If you're trading up, I don't hate trading up for an offensive lineman, considering what happened to Ozzie Trapillo and the fact that it stinks. I mean, I gave him credit, right? Drew Dahlman retired, and like I said, you're going with your health and everything like that. Kudos to you, but he put them in a shitty situation. There's no they didn't expect that to happen. I'm okay if they draft an offensive lineman if they trade up for one. If there's someone in the high teens that you think you can get, why not? That being said, like we mentioned, you have 4 picks in the first 90.
Mm-hmm.
You could get really good just drafting at your positions. As long as you don't miss, you could get very good with 4 impact players in the first 90 picks.
Yeah.
Honestly, the one thing that I wish would have happened with Dahlman was that he didn't retire before the draft, and we had that little secret on the inside here. And when we possibly do potentially trade up for somebody, nobody's thinking that, hey, we need to fill that hole in offense, or fill that offensive line hole, him all, 1, retiring sucked. 2, retiring when he did sucked, and I wish that they could have just somehow talked him into hey, can we just keep this in-house until after the draft? That would have been a cool little something. And then it would have, kind of maybe made more sense. After, if we trade up, we get ourselves, some O-line, and then you're like, oh shit, that's why they did that. I would have loved to seen something like that happen.
But you're saying him giving them the heads up and then announcing the retirement afterwards. Because I thought it was good the way he did it, is give you guys the longest amount of time possible to plan, before free agency hit, right? Because that was the important thing. As soon as the league year started, the Bears were in position to make moves, and they did because he gave them the heads up.
They traded for Grady.
You can't hold that news for another 2 months.
I think Dougie's saying you tell him at the time, but you just don't announce it, publicly. I think that's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, they were saying that he was trying to tell, because he announced it at the combine, or right in that combine week or whatever. But they were saying that he basically told them a month before that he was on the outs. I don't know if they were trying to talk him out of it or what, but I mean, it was
So speaking of offensive line, I have this graphic here I wanted to show you guys. Nope. Remove Peters.
Shitty.
Add mine. There we go. Even with the subtraction of Drew Dahlman and the injury to Ozzie Trapillo, Bears still have and you can see on the bottom left corner over here, Bears still have the third ranked offensive line in NFL right now with Braxton Jones, Joe Thuney, Garrett Bradbury, Jonah Jackson, and a newly picked up option. Actually, I was going to say newly extended, but no, he's got his 5th-year option picked up, Darnell Wright. So he's going to be in line for a big money deal potentially this summer, definitely next off season. But the Bears are only behind Philly and Denver for top offensive lines, going into the draft. So I like this a lot. Even with the loss of those 2 big studs, Bears still have the 3rd ranked offensive line in football.
Right, but you're 1 injury away from really being into trouble because the starter are ranked 3rd overall. I would be interested to see what the depth of
Overall,
each team
Mm-hmm.
is ranked, because that's where, like, again, in the draft, you make your hay is like, draft a couple depth pieces to cover for this, Pro Bowl-esque line. Because they're still, Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson had an up and down year, but I thought he played very well. And then, Darnell Wright at times was a fucking mover of people. But you just need depth right now because you got a couple, one person retired and one guy is probably out for the majority of the year.
Yeah. All right. That's our Bears talk. We're gonna be back on next week when we're back. We're gonna be breaking down the picks. We're gonna have maybe a special guest next week, so stay tuned for that. All right, that's our Bears talk. Peter, any quick headlines before we move on here?
Dougie, do you want to say something?
No, I was just waving my pen like.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were trying to
sorry.
get our attention. Like, hey,
Sorry.
wait a second, we forgot something.
Yep.
No, we got a couple headlines. You know what? Let's start with the quick one. Dougie, Joey, you get 1 minute.
Okay.
Blackhawks extend Kyle Davidson.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. Weirdly enough, in the NHL, like when it comes to GMs and coach extensions, they don't have to tell you how many years. So we have no idea. We have no clue how long he's been extended for. It could have been an extra year. So, people, like there were a lot of people overreacting, over the whole deal. You have no idea how much they could literally just be like, hey, we're giving you an extra year, like prove it, but me personally, they got voted the best pipeline in the NHL right now. So number 1 is a good thing. So, he's obviously doing something right. Joey.
Totally agree. Huge fan of Kyle Davidson. 5 years into this rebuild. Now it's time to make some moves. So the rumors are
half a decade into the rebuild.
I know. But hey, hockey's different, bro. Yeah. So right now there's a big rumors on the street that one of the good guys down in Dallas might be on the move, and the Hawks have the draft capital to make it happen and pair this guy up with Bedard's. So if that happens, watch out. But that's what they're waiting on next. And I know Kyle said it in his press conference that, he's getting a lot of questions. When is he going to sign his quote Marian Hossa as part of his rebuild? So he's saying he's always being active. He's always listening. He's going to make his move when the move is right to make.
Yeah. My little prediction that I want to make is if the Hawks, and we'll find out Cinco de Mayo, they announced that's going to be the draft lottery. So Cinco de Mayo, they have a really good they're going to get a guaranteed top 4 pick here. They have a good chance at 1, a really, really good chance at 2, and then it goes from there. I'm going to make a little prediction, and I'm going to say if they don't end up with the number 1 pick, I think I could see them moving that pick for somebody.
So for an actual like NFL caliber starter, or just more.
Well, you have to make sure the guy from they trade from the NFL can actually skate first,
or NHL.
Right.
Got Bears on
my minute. No. Yes. Yeah. I think this will be the go.
A top 6 forward or a top 2 lineman, blue lineman.
Yeah. So if they don't get the first overall pick, I can see them trading it. But we'll see.
All right, one last headline. I'm punting the FIFA tailgating because we can talk about that later. But WrestleMania was this weekend, and a lot of people had a lot of thoughts. So I know, Jason, you had a couple tweets out there. Joey, you're a huge wrestling fan. You were at a watch party this weekend. I'll start with you, Jay.
Yeah, like I said, it's so bad, the booking, the storyline buildup. They have so many matches spread off across the 2 nights. Make it just go back to old school. I know they won't because TKO wants all the fucking money and the tickets and everything, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
But as for fans, just make it one night, 4 or 5 hours. You know, we don't need the 7-8 hour shows that it was turning into, you know, a few years ago before they split the 2 nights. But give me one solid 4 or 5 hour show. That's all, and I'll be happy. You know, just less is more. That's what I'm saying.
And we'll get right back to Jason's comments after this ad. I felt like that was all it was the whole night, dude. I felt like that's all it was. And like, dude, to make it worse was like we were trying to play catch up the entire time, like both nights. And like, dude, it was just ads on ads on ads. And then the balls, dude, that they have, they hit you with the WrestleMania logo. They don't even have a fucking ad. It's just, we're on a break. We'll be right back. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what world are we living in, man? I mean, dude, think about it when we were growing up, or I mean, not even that much long ago. Like, dude, you were just like, dude's done bleeding in the ring. Next thing you know, the lights turn off on him. Walk back in the dark because we got to start talking about the next match right now. You know, like, dude, the times are just terrible right now.
Yeah, right now, WWE's down bad. And we're obviously, Jason, you already said it. We don't like this 2-night WrestleMania format. Well, guess what, bro? It's not going nowhere.
I know it's not
because
going anywhere.
SummerSlam this year is going to be 2 nights.
I know it was 2 nights last year too. I mean, it's taking up my whole fucking weekend, and you give me one shitty fucking night of wrestling. So
yeah, and they're being dragged rightfully so for the amount of minutes. There are tons of statisticians out there since yesterday timing exactly how many minutes of actual wrestling compared to commercials, compared to promos and all that other stuff. It's like literally an 8-hour day that maybe tops had an hour and a half of actual wrestling for an 8-hour show. It's nuts.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like, it typically is 8 hours, but WrestleMania started at 8 or at 6, and both nights was over before 8:30. That's the crazy part about it. It felt like a Raw. It felt like a Monday Night Raw. Night 2 was way better. I thought the product in night 2, the wrestling and the booking was better. Night 1 WrestleMania felt like a SmackDown, felt like a Raw. There was no difference. Two good things. I thought the main event of night 2 was great. I thought Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the entrances, the fight himself, the fact that there was no interference, no anything. It was just a good, solid wrestling match. We needed more of that. But overall, night 2 was better than night 1. The one last WrestleMania thought I have is it's something that we're going to talk about going forward, is because they have it in Saudi Arabia next year. And everyone's already complaining that, 1, it's outside of the United States, and 2, in Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be 2 nights. We always talk about Tony Khan and AEW competing. And this is the year that this is where you pounce. And there's been rumors already about like AEW and a couple other people teaming up to have a competing wrestling show the day of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. This is how you win. If I want to do the meme, this is how AEW takes the next step. I've been critical of AEW because I don't think they've really like put the foot on the neck of TKO and WWE. They are a good alternative product. I like it a lot, but it can be better. Like this next year is where you really make it WCW versus WWE in its heyday, and you have to compete with like a really bad product. If you can't beat them at their game in this iteration where WWE is like a shell of its former self, then you're never gonna beat them. So like, as much as I'm critical on WWE, AEW's got to step up. They have a year to really step up and put pressure on them, and hopefully it happens.
Yep.
So my question to you guys is like, what is their presence in Saudi Arabia? Are they as big as of a product there?
Saudi Arabia has unlimited money. They're gonna make
No. Yeah,
they're gonna make way more money than they will in Vegas or Indy or wherever.
Yeah. No. I meant you were saying that AEW was talking about going there and competing.
No. While
you're talking about you gotcha.
Here, like while
Stateside.
while WrestleMania is going on in Saudi Arabia, AEW should be doing Madison Square Garden or the
Gotcha.
United Center or
Okay.
Soldier Field or the
I
Big
thought-
House in Michigan,
I
a
thought
biggest
you-
stadium you can.
I thought you were saying competing shows same
No,
place.
no,
like,
no.
like how Monday Night Wars used to be.
Yeah.
You know, like when they were like basically almost in the same city and like competing
Georgia?
against each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like some of that shit was electric. That's why I was asking. Like I wasn't as familiar. I was like, do they have that big of a presence to do
Yeah,
that?
no. Yeah, you
Gotcha.
stay here and you
Yes.
make their own WrestleMania.
Yep.
You know, in Vegas or NOLA or Indy or Chicago, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's play a quick ad for us.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, Sox, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
Like this one. The kids can play 2.0.
They can play. They play this weekend.
Yes, they did. All right. Since we were talking wrestling, we're gonna do King of the Hill, but it's not gonna be your favorite wrestlers. It's gonna be your favorite fake wrestlers. So, Peter, this was yours. Take it away.
Fictional professional wrestlers. So not, everyone says wrestling is fake, but they're still real wrestlers. We're talking fictional professional wrestlers. So let's just go down the line and Jason pick 2 numbers and we'll go from there.
All right. I'm gonna go 2 tree.
Tree.
All right, we'll go a little 2 tree. So for the first one up, can you guys see that?
Ooh, Captain
That is-
Insano?
That is Captain Insano from The Water Boy. That is actually Paul Wright, or the Big Show, if you will. But this is Captain Insano in The Water Boy. And then number 3 is Randy the Ram.
Albert goes,
Oh.
Captain Insano better be on there. First one I picked.
Yeah.
So this is like, we talked about WrestleMania and they opened up night 2 with Oba Fenny versus Brock Lesnar. Big matchup. This
Yeah.
is a big matchup right now because Randy
It
the
is.
Ram from The Wrestler, Mickey Rourke's character, Academy Award nominated wrestler. So where are we leaning? Jason, you pick. You go first.
The wrestler, that movie like made me cry, man. That was depressing.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. So
Yeah.
I gotta go Captain Insano, man.
Wow, you're going good. Feel good vibes.
Yeah, man. Like that was just like he's on the drugs, he got the family issues, like he's old, he's beat up. Like I mean, it's a gritty, realistic tale of like, some of like the early year wrestling and indies and stuff. But like, yeah, give me Captain Insano, man.
All right.
Ah, shit. Dude, I text you guys when this idea came up and I said Captain Insano or we riot. And but dude, this is such a good matchup. The Wrestler was such a good fucking movie, dude. It was so good. And I think in my heart of hearts, The Wrestler opened way for like Dark Side of the Ring and like shows like that. And I really love myself some Dark Side of the Ring. So I got to go with my boy to put his hand in a fucking goddamn meat slicer. I'm going with The Wrestler.
Yeah, good job. So now, see, I know what's coming, and I know, so I'm going to leave myself out of it, so that way it's just an even, matchup. So Joey, you're the deciding vote in this one.
Oh my goodness. This is like 2 juggernauts in the ring right now. and I love them both. But I'm gonna go with Captain Insano just because.
Okay.
I feel like there was no wrong answer in this one because
Right.
when he laughed at the water boy, dude, like you could tell, like they must have, like they had to have practiced something with Paul Wright because, dude, it was such a hearty laugh, dude, and that thing when they were, I was like, fucking amazing, dude.
I would consider this an upset. I would have picked Randy the Ram, but it's not up to me. So now it's up to you, Dougie. Who's the next challenger up?
All right, I'll go Kitty Corner. I'm gonna go 7.
7. I know 7 because I put this on here. This is a big one. Oh no. Why can't I delete?
There you go.
This is Thunderlips.
Oh.
This is Hulk Hogan's character from the Rocky series, Thunderlips. And he's going up against Captain Insano.
Damn.
Dougie.
Well, yep, I'm Captain Insano. It's
Wow, over Thunderlips.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Joey.
I'm going. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's all right.
I'm
Easy.
going Captain Insano for me still because you know what? As great as Thunderlips was, there's no way he can top Captain Insano. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going
Jason-
Captain
Jason.
Insano too.
Okay, this was a shocking one. I thought Thunderlips could have made a run, but I didn't.
His Thunderlips in general is why he didn't get my vote. So
I underestimated the popularity of Captain Insano. All right, Joey P, you're up.
Let me get number 5 for Mune.
no.
This is Zeus.
Oh,
Zeus from No Holds Barred. If you
Yeah.
guys remember, this is also Debo from Friday. But I remember watching No Holds Barred as a kid, and Zeus scared the shit out of me, even with his wonky ass eye. I was scared of
Joey, is your pick?
I know. I'm gonna go with Zeus. Is that what he used to do?
Yeah.
The No Holds Barred. The acting was so bad, so over the top. But they still made this a real wrestling match too.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
SummerSlam.
they did.
they
Yeah.
did.
So they turned the fake wrestler into a real wrestler. I gotta go Zeus, man.
Wow.
Yeah. We're Zeus running the table, baby. Yeah.
Wow.
Like same thing you were saying, Baloney, dude. I was scared the living shit out of this dude from the movie.
Yeah,
dude.
I was like
Yep.
6 years old when this movie came out. It was like prime being
Mhm.
scared of a bad guy.
Right.
It's like Hogan would hit him and he just do the whoa. Like,
yeah.
dude.
you're like, how is Hogan gonna beat him?
I might have to
Yeah.
show this movie to my kids. I haven't seen it in 30 years.
It's gonna have a minute.
All right, who's up, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go bottom row. Let's go number 11.
Ooh.
Number 11, soccer number. Bonesaw.
shit.
Oh.
This is Randy Macho Man Savage's character in the Spider-Man franchise. It's Bonesaw.
And Zeus's tag team partner at SummerSlam,
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
yes.
the Macho King.
That's a good callback, Joey.
Peter, I told when you told me you were doing it, the first thing I said is Bonesaw better be on here. So Zeus, it might run the table, but I gotta go Bonesaw.
Dougie?
I just love Macho Man, and anytime
Uh,
in a superhero movie, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, doing the voice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got you for 3 minutes.
So, unfortunately, I haven't seen any of the Spider-Man movies. So,
We
when
got to
this-
bring back the MCU review.
yes.
No,
Yeah.
Dougie, this is not MCU. This is Sony.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's true. That's a good
This
point.
is Toby Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, so you're way behind then.
Yeah, I've never seen a Spider-Man movie. So, I do love Macho Man though. He's a special place in my heart. But I'm gonna stick with Zeus on this one.
Same. I got to stick with Zeus. If I see them both in the ring, I know that Zeus will crush him or put him in the bear hug. You put him in the bear hug and suck all the air out of him.
I'm gonna be honest. The three people I thought were gonna win this thing already lost. I thought Thunderlips, Bonesaw, and Captain Insano were gonna be like the last three around. So now this is wide open. I like this King of the Hill. Who's up?
I am. I'll go 4.
So this is Bane. So this is what people don't realize. Bane from DC, besides Tom Hardy's Bane in the Nolan films, was a professional wrestler. That's how his backstory was in not all of the Batman comics, but a lot of the Batman comics. So I went with fictional Bane, the professional wrestler, or Zeus.
I did not know that. I do like Dark Knight Bane, but Zeus is still gonna get my vote.
Zeus.
We're running the table with Zeus.
Jason?
You adopted the ring. I was born into it.
Like, that's a good voice. That's a damn good Bane, Jason.
I was wondering why he was slow playing that.
That was good.
The character.
I'm going Bane.
Yeah,
But-
but he still got outvoted, right? You both
Yeah,
went Zeus.
still got outvoted.
Did you know he was a wrestler, Jay?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't familiar with his game.
Joey.
Let's go 10.
This is Zoya the Destroyer. This is Glow, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which is on Netflix, and I thought was a very good show. But I feel like she's going to be outmatched here.
Yeah, Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus. Zeus.
It was a good show, though.
It's a really good show. Mark Maron is her manager. He's a really funny. I mean, he's got a great podcast, but I like that show a lot. First 2 seasons were solid.
Okay.
Who's up?
That would be me. Let's go right next to him. Number 6.
CX.
Oh, yes. The Trash Man. This is the Trash Man from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Fucking left field, dude.
I know.
My favorite fictional professional wrestler. The Trash Man.
That's it. Send
This
this
is
man
so
to
hard.
$10,000, man. The hooahs are gonna run the table on this.
She was a good whore.
Sorry, Zeus, you just got body slammed by Danny DeVito.
Dude, I gotta go fucking Frank, man.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah. Now we're talking.
You got to.
The Trash
Trash
Man
Man.
clears.
Yes, he does.
Hornswoggle has nothing on the Trash Man. All right, so we're going Trash Man.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Zeus-
we have to.
Zeus has been eliminated.
That was
nice
a good
run.
poll, Peter.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Got a couple left.
I'll go 1.
All right, this is a heated rivalry because it's going to be the Trash Man versus the Birds of Prey. This is heavyweight duel right now.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Painted on abs and L.
I still gotta go with Frank, man. Just that end scene, Trash Man. It was just the best. You just, yeah. Sticking with Trash Man. Fucking good though, man.
Jay, you go.
Couldn't have played out any better.
No, it's Trash Man.
It is. It's Trash Man.
All right, Trash Man's gonna go on a run.
Damn.
Who is up?
Joey.
Let's go 8.
Do you guys watch Trailer Park Boys?
Yes. Yeah, Bubbles.
This is the green bastard. This is Bubbles' alter ego from Trailer Park Boys. This is an awesome matchup right now.
Dude.
See, this is booking right here, Peter.
Dude, this
This-
is like,
Can you book WrestleMania next year, man?
right,
This is
please
better
do
than
it.
Triple H.
Paulie dangerously has nothing on me.
oh my God, Peter, this is fucking phenomenal.
I gotta go with the Trash Man still. As great of a matchup as it is.
I mean, dude, honestly, like if I had the choice watching these two wrestle for them to get my vote would be electric, absolutely electric. But trash man, a garbage man, trash man.
Okay,
Danny
so
DeVito.
trash man clears.
Trash man clears.
You know what I want to do before we get to the last two? I don't have PS4, Xbox, whatever the next one is, or 5. I didn't even know what number we're at.
I don't know.
We should make this into like a, you know how you create your own characters, and like we could do a Royal Rumble with these characters.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like it.
All right, who's next?
That would be me. Let's go 12.
This is Zangief from Street Fighter, another professional wrestler turned real fighter in the Bane, variety. But I have a feeling Zangief is outmatched.
It's if it's David versus Goliath, it's Danny versus Goliath.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was my Street Fighter character. That's who I played with every time.
Wow.
But, yeah.
The spinning
good
pile
trivia.
driver.
Yep. Spinning trip. Yeah. But yeah, trash man.
Trash
All right. Trash man clears once again. Last up. This is number 9. This is going to be a good one. It's Nacho Libre.
Oh, that's a good final.
This is a good final. Let's make these bigger. I'll make you guys decide. Who we got?
All right. I was gonna say it. I'm not the biggest Jack Black fan, so
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. This was like peak Jack Black before, like,
yeah,
he really went.
I have Jack Black fatigue, so
Okay.
I'm going trash man.
I don't know. I mean, his character in Bowser, I think that was, Peach's
Okay, well,
song.
Yeah.
He did a good voice, but I'm talking like as in movies.
Sure. Was he ever palatable for you, or just like you've never liked him?
I think there was a couple like movies like in his early run that weren't
like,
bad, but
like Saving Silverman with Neil Diamond.
mhm.
That was like one of my love that.
I think he played a better, more of like supporting role than he did as a main guy.
Sure.
Like when he was in the one with Gwyneth Paltrow, like where he can't see like ugly. He only sees,
Shallow Hell.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shallow Hell.
Yeah, I'm like at that point I was kind of like,
I don't know. That was pretty funny, dude, with the big ass underwear, and he's like, "How do you keep doing?"
Yeah,
this?"
no, I know, but I think that was like it for me. Then it was
Okay.
like downhill from there.
Fair.
School of
Like,
Rock.
School of Rock. I'm like, eh,
Oh, you didn't like School of Rock? I thought that's probably his best role.
no.
Hey,
I think that's when I started having the Jack Black fatigue.
Ooh, Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda is good.
All right, so where are we going here?
All right. So he went trash man. You know what? I'll let Joey go.
It's going to shock a lot of people. I know I should go with the luchador, but I'm going trash man still.
I'm proud of you, Joey P.
Clean sweep. I'm gonna go.
I was about to say, Joey, you can't let this cultural appropriation win.
I know when to say when.
All right, so our world heavyweight champion is the Trash Man.
Trash man.
Good job. Good job by everybody involved.
That was
Trash
fun.
Man, baby.
So
I like it.
Well done, Peter. Well done.
Thanks. It was fun. I was like, WrestleMania was around, so like, let's just do it.
The number polls were perfect, though.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah,
pat
you guys did a
ourselves
good
on
job
the
of picking. Yeah,
Yeah.
it went well. It was good. King of the Hill or King of the Ring, whatever we want to call it. It's always fun.
Oh,
Yep.
hell yeah.
All right, we are running long tonight, but we're almost done. Time to bump some people.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum.
a bum.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVPs. First off is our guy Jose. He says, "Fuck Drake, bum of the year." For those listening on the audio, there's photos of Drake on a set of his new music video, and he's wearing a Packers jacket.
Not only is this a new music video, it's his new music video called Iceman.
Mhm.
So Dougie might touch on that in a minute, but yeah, that's why we're Kendrick Lamar stands over here.
100%
Since day one.
Kendrick.
Hey Drake, heard you like him young.
A minor.
Next up, we got Jerry O'Sullivan, MVP, Mune for hitting bombs.
Hell yeah.
Tits for hitting bombs.
Yes.
JT, MVP, Fubo for well-timed promo trial so I could watch WrestleMania for free. Already canceled. Ooh, I wish I would have known that. I would have watched. I would have tried that as well. Bum of the week, me for not bringing my glove last week to catch Mune's 5th home run. All right, JT, I love you, brother. But you're a grown-ass man. Catch it with your hand. Don't bring a glove to the game. You're not 10 years old.
Agreed.
I appreciate you, but don't do that.
This is what worries me about Murakami and him just hitting bombs into Section 108, because I know Beefloaf talked about it in a tweet, and I think we've all had the same idea because he's been, peppering the stands frequently.
Mhm.
I can't have, Section 108 turn into a bunch of Zach Campbells. JT, you can't bring your fucking baseball mitt. That's like the nerdiest thing in the history of baseball. Is like grown men bringing, like, if you're a kid, 100%, you do what you have to do. That's cool. You either gotta just own it and wear that bruised finger like a pride of honor. Like that's a badge of honor right there. We can't be bringing mitts into the section, and it's not my section to judge, but I wouldn't be doing.
What's the age cutoff?
12.
No, I would go high school, whatever high school is. Yeah, maybe 12, 13.
Yeah.
I think freshman year high school, you could still bring
13.
Sophomore, you can't.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get your pee-pee touched, you can't bring a glove.
Okay.
That's the cutoff.
All right. You know what?
I've crossed that bridge.
Alumni home run game is different because that's a home run derby.
Yeah.
I won't be bringing a glove, but I understand that that is a different thing. So alumni home run game, glove is permitted.
Yeah, a home run derby is a different beast because it's just home run after home run after home run.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, with the White Sox, the winner might be at 3.
Yeah.
But want to bring your fielding glove.
Yeah.
Right. Catch it in your hat. You can catch it in your hat too.
Yumper MVP Punk versus Roman. Yeah, that was a very good match. Bum Stephanie Vekir versus Morgan and shitty WrestleMania day 1. Yeah, I think that match only got like 6 minutes or something.
That's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
6 minutes with a run-in.
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr. 5000 bumps Commercial Mania 42. We mentioned it. They just love to run ads nonstop.
Just ads all over the place.
Sidney Brown MVPs. The White Sox home run parade versus Athletics to start to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Buffalo Sabres. Oh, I tried to hold that in.
Bless you.
Buffalo Sabres for winning their first playoff game in 16 years, and Noah Schultz for his first win yesterday. A lot of good MVPs there, Sydney. Bum of the week, start of the NBA playoffs. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
King S MVP having no weekend plans. Bum of the week, rain again. False. The grass needs it.
No, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it at all right now. June and July, I would agree with you. Right now, ain't no reason that we need this much rain.
I'm saying it because I just put a whole bunch of seed down, so I want.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it helps. You don't have to water now. But yeah, I got a text from Mailman Jack. He apologizes that his day got away from him. Understandable. We're all busy. He'll be back next week.
But we also said that we were going to bum him out of perpetuity for missing.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's just the gold standard.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our Bums MVPs close the show. Joey, you said you might not have anything, so kick us off.
You ain't got shit. Start talking.
I go with my MVPs first. Obviously, I had a great weekend with several of yous from Friday to my hermano Manny on Saturday hosting a watch party, to Dougie, our double date with the Queens yesterday. A lot of double dating this weekend. Bookended the Friday and the Sunday. It was beautiful. So shout out to both of you and the wives. It was an amazing time. Shout out Sarper. Shout out Eugene on Friday. It was a great weekend overall. I hadn't had that much fun in a 72-hour span, and live to tell about it. So I'm very if I do like a last second bum of the week, it has to be TKO. You know, the owners of WWE. You know, there's so much that you're actually missing out on as a WWE fan these days, and it's all thanks to them. And yeah, they might be forever bums too, evergreen bums.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
All right, Dougie, what do you got?
All right. Yeah, like a couple people were saying, we're bumming Drake. We're bumming Drake. I know that there has been a lot of talk, you know, obviously when I sent it to the group calling dibs on Drake, you know, the Jason was bringing up the facts that, you know, like he's tight with Caleb, and Caleb actually retweeted the song that he was filming the music video for today. So, not really sure what's going on with that. Jason has a theory behind that, you know, that, they kind of baiting that jacket right now, and he's going to take it off and burn it, which that'd be cool. But if he doesn't, I think we should make a formal request with the NFL to name them the Green Bay Pedophiles. That'd be cool.
Second.
So I think it's just fair. My second bum of the week, and I don't normally make fun of people because of this, but it needs to be known and needs to be said because they highlighted it so much and it was so fucking terrible. 3 different people attempted chugging beers at this event. George Kittle, Gronk, and John Cena. All 3 of them were fucking terrible. Now, like I said, I will never judge anybody that wants to attempt to chug a beer. Go for it. I will support you 100%. I will, you know, give you the, hey, awesome, way to go. Those 3 efforts, all terrible. Gronk spilled all over himself. Kittle, like, had a half a beer the first time and had a hard time taking it down. And then John Cena was quite possibly could have been worse than Aaron Rodgers when he was giving him the 1 minute, I got to finish chug. Terrible performance on all 3 of those. Let's not highlight piss poor chugging. So let's get that out of the way. So bum of the week on them.
Good call.
Yeah. My MVP, I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back this week. So I'm MVP.
Barry Horowitz style.
Yes, I am MVP in myself. I have been working on a little project that I've been really, really silent about. And I was supposed to tomorrow be doing a presentation in front of a committee. I started a group with the Illinois municipality workers to spotlight people's mental health with tragedies, and how us as workers can help support each other and everything like that. And we've been working on this community and things like that, and we've been working on a presentation. Well, I was supposed to be giving a presentation tomorrow at this committee meeting that is part of just like our little small division. Well, it got so much attention that we're moving it to the Illinois Summit. So I get to be kind of like in a way, like a keynote speaker to speak on mental health. So
No shit.
Awesome.
yeah, I'm kind of proud of that. It's something that like I've been working really hard on, and yeah, it just it feels good to if I could help somebody that's like my main goal, and like make somebody feel comfortable in a shitty situation. And been working hard on that kind of silently, and proud of that.
Not so silently anymore, man. Whatever you
Yeah.
like, we should be shedding a light onto this more often, because that's awesome. One, not that you need my, I'm proud of you. That's one, that's awesome. And two, like, you know, we're not in the same field, but like blue collar workers and stuff like that, it's easy to like ignore that kind of stuff. So you're shedding a light on something that for like people like us doesn't get to, like, we don't get to like do that very often. So that one, that's awesome. So two, whatever you need from us, we gotta shout this to the rafters, because this is a fucking awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna get so big so fast, but yeah. So like, I'll definitely pass along more details. So, but yeah, that's it. I'm just patting myself on the back for that, because I'm
no, you know what? I was very skeptical at first.
Right.
You like, I gotta pat myself on the back. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? That is
Yeah.
rightfully so. That is
Absolutely.
a big thing.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
a good man.
Thank you.
All right, Peter, what do you got?
All right, so I'll start with my MVBs, and they're kind of correlated, even though they're not connected whatsoever. Like, they are connected. First MVB, for multiple reasons, is my son Landon. So we did the math right now. Julie texts me, or no, actually we're sitting together, and for the first time in 8 years, we do not have an Amazon delivery for diapers. We are diaper free as a family. I haven't changed a diaper in almost a month. No accidents, and there could be some regression, but he's pooping and peeing and everything on his own. And I mean, I'll knock on wood, we're not having another kid. We are diaper clear as a family, and I got the good whiskey out, because I'm like, this is something to celebrate. So now that he is, free of diapers, the next step was this weekend, Friday, was the first time me and Julie had the house to ourselves in about 8 years. So he slept over at my parents' house. First time sleeping over anyone's house. And that's why like, all right, let's go. We're going to Bourbon Street with Sandy P and Joey P. And, we have absolutely no kids at home to go to, no babysitter, no anything like that. What the hell is that?
There we go.
I thought you was playing the sexy music. That's what
that's what I was trying to go for.
Yeah,
Wow,
no.
chicka wow wow.
And that probably would have happened if not for the fact that Sandy P bought 1 billion shots for Julie. No. It was an awesome time. So that's why we were able to go out on Friday. We had no kids at home. They were both staying over at my parents' house. We went out, we had a great time with Sandy and Joey and Jean, go to the bamboo room or the boom boom room, and had a great time. So we're celebrating. We're celebrating that, Landon is sleeping over at my mom's house and diaper free. And then the last part of it, which made me laugh today, he's got a couple buddies at school. And obviously his name is Landon Fonseca. This is Wrestlemania weekend, so that's how we'll wrap it up. They've been calling him Landon John Cena. So now he just keeps saying, I'm Landon John Cena. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Unfortunately, he retired like 2 months ago.
Oh, that's great.
So, all right, I'll wrap it up with my bum my bum now is because we were out and, having a good time as 40-year-old parents. My bum of the week is young people 21 to 25. They're not going out. Like, there's reports about people, like beer sales going down. There's reports of liquor sales are really in the tubes. I've been following, and this is different, but like the Barstool Spring Break or Barstool Vegas, they're doing that thing. Yeah. The oldest person staying out till 7 a.m. is 45-year-old Dante the Don. And it's like, They don't make them like us anymore. We were in the we were in the Boom Boom Room, Joey P. Sandy and Julie were having a great time. All the young people there. I don't know what it is about, maybe it's the Kobe Bryant meme, soft. Everyone's too soft nowadays. I get it. Like edibles is probably healthier for you and stuff like that. We need more boozing going around. I'm disappointed in all the youths of the world.
Yep.
That's great.
The youths.
Peter, I'm sorry. I was hoping we had like sexy music to play, but we don't. Nothing in the.
All right, maybe I'll find. I'm gonna.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Friday nights, diaper free, no kids in the school. Unfortunately, one too many lemon drops for everybody involved.
I thought you were gonna say you guys stopped at White Castle because I know that fucked you over the last time. Those jalapeno cheeseburgers destroyed.
No, dude.
Time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I haven't been saving the jalapeno cheese White Castles for a night. I know Julie has like a work function or something.
Right.
Like I can't be doing that in good conscience.
You guys have a marital squabble. hit her with
those jalapeno cheddar
bomb.
sliders are so good because I refuse to not eat them. They're so good that I like them so much. But Julie's like, why don't you order something different? That's gonna be
because
we don't fight about many things, but my diets when it comes to White Castle is a problem.
All right, I'm gonna take us home here. I have no MVBs for the week, but I got two bums. My first is it's going back in the tournament. It was on last year. It's going back. Sox pettiness. It's back because the news broke last Saturday, week ago Saturday, of Noah Schultz getting the call up, and then immediately it was, Antonnacci's getting the call up too. And then the Sox got pissed off about that because it wasn't their guys breaking the news and they didn't tell Antonnacci, yet. So they delayed his call up by one fucking day to be petty as fuck. There was no reason he had to play Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Or he could have, and then they send him on a plane and play that night. He could have done a, doubleheader.
Old Deion Sanders move.
That was so blatantly obvious what the Sox were doing with that by waiting one fucking day to call up Antonnacci. What did it accomplish besides making them look like just petty assholes that they didn't want, that their people didn't break the news on that?
Yeah. I think one of us said in the group chat, the only other theory was that they wanted to have Antonnacci like a separate day from Noah Schultz so they could try and double dip on people.
Double dip on ticket sales.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is you, Joey, right?
Yeah.
So with that, I did go to the Noah Schultz debut, which should have been both, but whatever. It was $5 Tuesdays, and I was very excited to go to a $5 Tuesday because I don't go to many weekday games, with work. And I got an email, you get the things from Ticketmaster, like what can you expect, from to go to the game. It's $5 Tuesday, so I click into it, and I see it says $5 Miller Lights, and I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Modelo's was part of this, last season, not just Miller. I thought it was like a couple options.
Yeah.
So then, we heard from our friend My Sox Summer that the Sox were fighting with Modelo. And I'm like, okay, when I go to the park, I gotta get firsthand. The Sox are still a fucking shit show on $5 Tuesdays, to the point where I think they purposely make it harder for you, the fan, to do the $5 promotions. So you just give up and pay more for a normal price beer. Number one, it is true. There was no Modelo's. You better have liked Miller Lite that night. No Coors. Coors wasn't an option. It was Miller Lite, $5. Midwest Beer Stand closed. So
that's brutal. That's brutal for a $5 Tuesday.
Yes. Not only that, but if you wanted one of the $5 hot dogs, there was probably like two stands in the entire concourse that had it, and the lines were so fucking stupid. Like, my wife just wanted a hot dog, And to the point where she was like, I'm not waiting 30 minutes in line. They had, I would say probably like 50, 60% of the stands were shut down on Tuesday. So you call up your guy, you see an influx of ticket sales, but you don't staff the stadium properly. Like, this is basic fucking baseball operations 101, and they still can't get this shit fucking right. Like, it's so frustrating when you want to go get like your $5 hot dog, your beer, you want to, enjoy yourself, and you get so fucking frustrated. You're just like, let's go down to the Craft Cave and get, and spend $30 for a round.
Yep. Because
you just want to grab a couple drinks. I don't know if they're ever going to figure this shit out under the current ownership, but the $5 Tuesdays are a fucking scam in and of itself. And I'm sick of them trying to think like they're giving something back to the fans. They're not. They are absolutely not giving anything fucking back. They just make the experience more fucking frustrating to the fact that fans, I get why fans don't want to show up to the park.
That's tough scenes.
Brutal, dude.
Yeah. So, all right. That's our show. Thanks for everyone who commented, who chimed in. We appreciate you all. Peter, what's on the Baloney Show Wednesday?
Great question. I don't know yet. I don't even. I made a slide of myself. I've got no guest. I do have a couple different ideas of what I want to do. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So tune in. I'll announce it probably tomorrow, at the latest Wednesday morning. But I got a couple, 2-3 good ideas. I just don't know which way I want to go about it.
All right. With that, we'll be back next Monday. We're going to be very Bears heavy for the NFL draft. So stay tuned for details who we're going to have on next week. Until that, have a great week. Go Sox and bear down.
Oh, yeah. Bring the claw back. Bear down, baby.
Yeah.